When should you use the drop it model? Well, I use it pretty much anytime something significant has happened. Now, there's a lot of events that happen in our world, and I work with a lot of different groups and police and fire and Salvation Army disaster workers, and we're not able to talk about every single event usually, but if there's something significant and there see some signs that, hey, this may be distressing, we want to use it for that. So a lot of times our chaplains deploy on a regular basis. But if they got called to a really bad homicide or a suicide, I can pick up the call if I'm not close to them and do this drop-it model with them. I would rather sit down in person with them or have somebody else who can, but I want to make sure that they have a chance to process that. One of the things too is it's our protocol within the Salvation Army in our territory to make sure that everybody who deploys gets a chance to have a out processing. We call this the drop it out processing. So somebody should check in with you usually before you leave the scene. We like to do that. Sometimes we don't on shorter events or there's not a capacity. But within a couple of weeks after that, the protocol is that we are supposed to reach out to you or reach out to somebody who is deployed and to really help a person debrief after and the aftermath of that. I should use the word out process after that. So one of the things that's extremely critical is to understand is when you are doing these out processings with people, it's very critical that you understand and explain to them that what is going on in this conversation is confidential. It will not be shared with anybody else other than the fact that they are suicidal or homicidal or something like that. That it will stay confidential. We just simply report at the end that this person has been debriefed, and then in my notes I would just say follow up with this person or check up within another week or month or whatever to see that they're okay. The other thing is you really want to listen in your out processing with people for some significant things that say, hey, this warrants some additional follow-up care. I always in my mind are doing this kind of scale 1 to 10, 10 being they're doing really, really great, and 1 or even 0, they're not doing very, very well, or there's some really things there that I want to really watch for and make sure that I follow up with. So you kind of want to do that within your mind and then really check your calendar, something to check back in at a later date.